Blog Talk Radio.
What do you do when you don't know? Just blow a gospel do-de-o-do. A Hoorah-Zee will journey with you to all the places on
Ready
the
to sing
go.
today.
What do you do when you don't know? Just blow a gospel do-de-o-do. A Hoorah-Zee will journey with you to all the places others won't go.
You're listening to Ask the Unicorn, live with the Hoorah-Zee DeLiza, answering all your paranormal, metaphysical, and spiritual questions. Call us now at 718-664-9638 to speak with Ahura, or post your questions via chat room on our show page. And now your host, Ahura-Zee.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ahura-Zee. You're on the air live with me. This is Ask the Unicorn. We have a lot to cover tonight, and I'm hoping for a really, really great show. There are some other announcements that I'd like to make during this show. I'll be making them shortly. But one of the things that I want to talk to you all about is what you're going through lately. And there's a lot of people that are just kind of waking up. It's as if someone just waved this magic wand and woke them up. Now, we're going to get to that, but first I want to bring in a colleague of mine. It's a very dear friend of mine, and her name is Terry. And she has a special announcement for you also. Please, if you would, pay attention, okay? Hi, Terry.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah,
I thought I'd call in on your show and say hi.
That's awesome. For those of you that don't know, Terry's a good friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, and we're more colleagues and friends, so I kind of consider her family. And we met through another friend who I think that she might be able to tell you about. She's a very special and wonderful person, and I would suggest that all of you friend her on Facebook because she's just a joy to talk to. All right, Terry, do you have a special announcement for us?
Well, sure. Actually, what I'm trying to do is help our friend, Jackie Chan, who, if you're on Facebook, you may realize and have seen his latest post and his wonderful message that he put out. He's reached his 50 million milestone mark for likes on his official Facebook page.
That is
and
awesome.
What we're all, isn't it?
It is.
So what we're trying to do is get the word out there to all of his fans who may not have reached his Facebook page and clicked like on it, that we're trying to help him reach his wish, which is 60 million, to get the 60 million milestone mark on likes on his Facebook page by April 7th of this year when he turns 60. So we're trying to make 60 by 60.
That's awesome. Now,
wouldn't it be?
That is awesome. That is just awesome. Hey, now listen, for those of you that don't know this, this is the official. This is all official. This is Jackie Chan, the Jackie Chan, not someone who's pretending to be. And Terry, I understand, is the president of his fan club. Is that correct?
Well, no, I'm just one of the people that run fan page. It's called Jackie Chan is the Best.
Yep.
And we've been around since 2009. Jackie knows about us and he likes us and has been checking in on us every now and then. But the Facebook that I was telling you about is actually his official Facebook page. Now, on Jackie Chan is the Best page, we also have links to his page, which is his official Facebook page, which people could click and go to his page and say like. But what we're also trying to do is reach our milestone. Now, we used to be a group, and we had a lot of people. But there was so much going on that we decided to turn it into a Facebook page. As you know, the Facebook fan pages are a lot easier to run, and it's easier to get out there and talk to your friends and your fans. And what Jackie Chan is the Best is trying to do is make us like a family setting,
right? So
that we're honest and we are app-free. We don't put any apps in there. We don't allow any spam in there. We don't allow people to advertise their pages there. We just want a place where people can come together and share and care their love for Jackie. And also I try to keep up with all his latest doings, so people will know what he's doing as he jumps around the globe, and he's been very busy jumping around the globe lately. So we try to keep up with all of that. But because we changed over to the page, we're trying to reach all our milestones again, and we are 22 people away from making our 2,000 likes milestone.
Actually, I think that we're less than that now.
Oh, we are? I have to go
back
and look.
Yes, we are 14 away.
Fantastic.
14 away.
14 away now.
14 away.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yep.
That is fantastic. Our little family, we call ourselves the Chan Clan, have been working really hard. Yeah, the Chan Clan, because that's family. We have been trying to work really hard to give him a Chinese New Year's gift of reaching our little 2,000 likes milestone. Now, I know that has a long way to go to his 60 million milestone mark that he's trying to make for his birthday. But we would really like to give him a Chinese New Year gift of making the 2,000 likes milestone for Jackie Chan is the best.
And you know, I, my family, and all of my fans are right behind you. You know, so I would urge all of you. I would consider it a personal favor if you'd all go to the Jackie Chan is the best page and click like so that we can give him that milestone. I think is very, very important. I know that he's provided us with a lot of entertainment. He does some wonderful things all around the world, and he's one busy man. He just goes out and he helps people because that's what he's meant to do. So I would really appreciate it. Terry would really appreciate it, and you can consider yourselves part of the Jackie Chan clan. You know, so I would again urge you all go and do that as soon as you can. Tell your friends about it, and I know that we're going to hit that 60 million mark. But tonight we're going to hit the 2,000 mark.
Yes, tonight we would like to hit the 2,000 mark because it's already the 29th overseas, which a lot of our friends are overseas. We have people from all around the world on Jackie Chan is the best, and they've been with us for a very long time. You can name any country, just name a country, and you can find that we have fans from that country. And what I try to do also on the page is I don't just add things to the page and wait for people to click like or whatever. I like to talk to the people, too. So if there's someone who doesn't understand English and they speak on the page in their own language, I will use a translator, and I will speak back to them in their own language so that they know they're welcome and that they're part of the family. And I think that makes a lot of people feel really comfortable and happy and makes them feel like they belong. Now, there's a lot of really good pages out there, though, you know, for Jackie. We're just one of them. And I would like to make that 2,000. But what I would really love with all of my heart is for everybody around the world to come together and get that 60 million for Jackie by April 7th. That would really make us very happy.
I know that we will. You know, I know that we will. You know, I'm not accepting no for an answer. I think he deserves it. You know, and I think that...
Oh, he does.
I think it would be a wonderful gift to give him. You know, so you all heard it.
He's given everybody,
Yeah,
I mean, all the charity work. He has helped so many people everywhere around the world.
And is still doing it.
It's not just his entertainment. It's not just his movies. I mean, he's out there when he's not busy working on a movie or giving a concert or any kind of entertainment type of work. He's out there working on his charities. He actually rolls up his sleeves and goes out and helps deliver things to people who are in need. And you can't say that about every celebrity around the world. So
that's very true.
We've got to give him his props. We have to give him his props.
We do indeed.
But, that's not the only reason I called in tonight. I also called in because I wanted to. I also had questions about what's going on with your program, the metaphysical and the paranormal and.
Well, I run a school of metaphysics, and this is my way of giving back. You know, I have a lot of people that are students all around the world, as a matter of fact, and I teach them what metaphysics is. I teach them about the paranormal. I help them to develop their gifts. If they have a gift that is paranormal in nature or telepathy, psychism, or they have a strong intuition. I help them develop that. One of the other things that I do is I train paranormal investigators and train paranormal teams to go out and be able to handle an actual paranormal event correctly. There are a lot of people that go out and showboat. There are a lot of people that have a misunderstanding as to what the paranormal is. I straighten that out for them. Sometimes I'll have colleagues on, and they will give a talk like we had the East Coast Ghost Trackers just a couple of weeks ago. They're one of the groups that I do endorse because they do things correctly, and they go out and they're serious about their job, and they actually are willing to help. So there are a lot of titles that I can be called. I prefer universal servant because I'm doing what is needed in order to help people step into their own life and into their own development and into their own purpose in life. So if you just put the labels on them, I teach everything from astrology to music, and I am good at what I do. Being a telepath myself, I help people to navigate their way through things. There are certain things that I will answer. In fact, I can answer most questions. However, there are some that I just refuse to answer basically because of the unfairness of the situations. But when it comes to the paranormal, and I understand that there are a lot of people that will agree or disagree with what I say, but there's a lot that I know. No one can claim to know everything, but I know a lot. And now that I've matured, I know a lot not to do. Okay, there's an old saying that with age comes wisdom. The only reason that wisdom comes with age is because you've had a lot of time to screw things up, and then you figure out that you're not supposed to. So that's basically what I do. And this particular forum, because there are a lot of people that pay for my classes because I don't teach for free. I mean, I did that for a long time, and I understand that if I were a wealthy person, I would do it for free, but I'd accept some kind of exchange. However, there were exchanges that I was accepting, like chocolate cake, spaghetti, things like that, and, I got really, really heavy. So I don't do that anymore. And common sense says that, common sense says that you have to have a return for what it is that you're giving out. So this is my life. This is my business. This is not my hobby. And the radio show is kind of a way, even though there's no such thing as a rich teacher. However, if you have people that are giving to you for your services, you still need to give them back something. It's just the way that it is, because you have to give people a forum that maybe they don't have any money to give, or maybe they don't have the wherewithal to understand things, and they've just woke up. So I provide this forum so that they can ask questions, so people like yourself can come and ask me the questions, and I'll use my gift to answer your questions. I'm kind of like a farmer. I shoot straight from the hip, no fancy things. It's just the way that it is. So when a person like yourself, and you're someone that I admire, and I understand
thank you. I admire you too.
Thank you. And, the things that we share in common, such as martial arts, the love of the art, and people like Jackie and other people who are part of that family, we get really, really close. And I find it very pleasing that you actually called, because we talk a lot, and this is the first time we actually get to hear each other's voice, but it's no surprise, to me at least, that you sound the way that you do, and you have the same energy, and it's a very wonderful and joyous energy. And basically, this is what I do, and this is real. This is how I am all the time. There's no, Ahura that is one way sometimes, and there's Ahura that's another way the other time. I'm constant. I'm the way that I am, and I teach other people to be the way that they are. There are hardships. You have to learn to go through them. There are good times. You have to learn to go through them, and just keep going forward. So hopefully I'm doing some good for everyone. And I know that you're doing good for a lot of people. I know that a lot of people think highly of you, and I count myself among those people. So
thank you. I've just made it my life. I've made it my life's passion to just help people, to go out there and help people. As far as the Jackie Chan page, yes, I'm a fan. I was not an obsessive fan. I went out and started it because I was helping somebody else who tried to start the page and was doing it all wrong. And And I just saw a lot of people out there that just wanted to connect with anybody. And they were just connecting with all kinds of people that were pretending to be him. And, people like that can take advantage of you. So I don't like that. And I just wanted to start a page that would help people come together and know that they were talking to each other and to other fans and not Jackie. So that they wouldn't feel like that there was somebody there trying to take advantage of them. That's why I do that on Facebook. But I've been called in, believe it or not, to people just make me admins on all their pages. And I'm an admin on pages I don't even know I'm an admin on. And,
that's awesome.
Like for instance, Samo Hung Kambo, I went on there and they asked for admins. I said, well, I'll help out because at the time I wasn't babysitting and I thought I could help out. And the next thing I knew, I went on there a few months later after I'd made a few posts, and my posts were the last ones that were made. And I looked, and the managers were gone, and they had put me in the manager spot. And I went and clicked on a few of the links, and they had links on the page to other pages that were advertisements. And I said, oh, no. You're not going to put me in that position. You're not going to put all these people, because we had thousands and thousands of people at that point because they had advertised the page.
Right.
They didn't even finish putting the page together, so I finished putting the page together, and it sort of runs itself now. It's up into the 14,000. It's really running itself, and people are on there talking to each other. But I took off all of those bad links. And I said, well, if you're going to put my name in there, that's fine. I don't mind helping, but I'm not going to help you, scam people. So I took all of their links out of there. But what I've been doing most of my life is just going wherever I'm needed and helping wherever I'm needed. Sometimes you were talking about energy. Energy calls to energy. And sometimes I've been kicked out of my nest in a place where I felt very happy and comfortable and just sent places to go there and start over. And it's usually because I need to meet somebody or they need to meet me because we have something to learn from one another. And I think that's how we all grow. Sometimes they've learned from me, and sometimes I've learned from them. But this is something that I made a prayer a long time ago to just send me out there wherever I'm needed, and that's what I do. I go. You talk about intuition. I'm intuitive.
I know that.
So you know that. You knew that already.
I do know that.
I'm intuitive, and I sort of know things ahead of time, and I'm able to tell people things before they happen sometimes. And so people give me all kinds of names, which is one of them. And I'm like, no, that's not what I am. I'm just a person who's tuned in. And I believe that we all have a gift of intuition. We all have these gifts where we can tune in. It's just that some people tune them out. Some people tune in, some people tune out. I believe that you tune in. They're
so busy they can't really focus on the gift. So what they do is they focus on things that curtail their gift in order for them to function in a third-dimensional reality, which is good to a degree, but then later on when they wake up, it confuses them. So...
Oh, yes, I have dreams. Yeah, and they lead me to places like... I used to have a dream where I would just be walking through a house, and a lady would be, a beautiful lady would be leading me through the house, and she'd point to doors, and as I opened the doors, I would see people and things in there that I had never seen before. I'd never met the people before. Later on, you would call them deja vu, where you go someplace, and you've been
that you've been there,
Yeah, right, and you meet somebody, and well, I've met this person before. Well, I had, because I'd met them in my dreams. And it took me a long time to realize what was going on. But, that led me to New Jersey. And and I found out who she was later. She happens to be, I can't think of her name. You may know her name. She's the goddess that the people in Taiwan look towards when they think of Buddhism.
Kuan Yin?
Yes.
Kuan Yin.
And yes, and I saw her picture after I met my significant other, who was Kang Pang at the time, my 14 years junior. So we were together for 10 years, and I learned a lot about, who she was, because that was the picture that was in their house. And so I knew that I was lived there so that I'd know who she was. It's really funny because when I got through that house and I walked out the back door, she was standing in a pond, and she was looking over a tree line, and over the tree line you could see New York City. And when I got to New Jersey and was going to go see the Statue of Liberty, as I was going over, I saw the pond and I saw New York City on the other side, and I said, wait, that's the dream. So that was my dream, leading me to New York City.
Wow.
So that I could meet the people I had to meet in New Jersey, so that I could grow. So I could grow. And also met some people that I could help so they can grow. But isn't that what it's all about? We meet people as we go through life so that we can learn from them and they can learn from us.
That's correct.
And that's my belief. That
way we find out our real family. In other words, we find out, there's a family that is born under the same roof, but then there's that big family that is all walks of life that you run into that is connected to something else that is good for you or good for someone else. And, we all do need each other. This is why even people like Einstein said that members of the same family are seldom found under the same roof, So, you can go out and you meet these people and you're led by the universe to go where you have to go in order for you to have an enriched experience or enrich someone else's life. So, yeah, that's actually pretty deep. And you're right about everybody being intuitive. We all have some level of psychism. Some people get more, some people get less, but this is a psychic planet, so we all have some level of psychism. It's just up to us to find a way to develop it if we so choose to do that.
Exactly. I found that a lot of people in my family do have that gift in some way or another. Some of them accept it, and some of them, they think it's bull. But it's something that cannot be denied, and that's why I was drawn to your show when I saw what it was about, because I wanted to hear all the things that you had to say about it. And I truly believe that we are one great big, let's just say that we're one great big village. The world is our home, and people need to realize that the world is our home, and that everybody living on Earth, our brothers and sisters, we're here for a reason, to take care of ourselves, to take care of the Earth, and we can either trash it or we can build it up, but we can fight wars or we can get along. But what we need to do is realize this is our home. It's the only home we have, and so we need to try to get along. That's
correct, and to help each other. You mentioned village earlier. We think of a lot of clever sayings like it takes a village to raise a child, but see, the village has to cooperate with each other. And we need to start cooperating with each other instead of concentrating on how we're different. It's great. We know that we're different. We don't have to concentrate on that. What we have to find out is what it is that we share in common, how it is that we can relate to each other. And in that way, we can all grow. Everyone can grow. And you know what? Just because it looks like you're not growing as fast as someone else doesn't mean you're not growing. You're just looking maybe in a mirror that shows you that this person is growing, and that in order for me to see that person is growing, I have to be growing myself because I have the awareness of it. So hopefully we all get to this point where we see that there would be no growth if we were not so different.
Well, I believe we're different because of the different parts of the world that we were brought up in, especially with color of skin and different things like that. You notice that different parts of the planet are hotter than others, or colder than others. Maybe the ozone levels are different.
Yeah.
So we had to be different. We had to have different color skin. Everybody develops their own, village language that they grew up in. But truly, when you think about it, we are all one just big global village, and we just need to learn that and just try really hard to start understanding each other.
That's correct. And, I think that people like yourself that are going out and saying things like this and sharing these messages will help everyone to move into that new awareness, that awareness that has always been, that people are just now stepping up into. So I think that, there should be more like us, more people like yourself that share that same message. And hopefully we're cultivating that just by doing this right now. So I very much appreciate
this right now, so I'm very happy about your show.
Well, thank you very, very much. But it needs people, and when people call in, I really do appreciate it, and I try to get people to call in all the time because I really do enjoy when a person has a question and I can answer them and I'm actually speaking to someone. And I'm sure that all of the people that are listening right now kind of got something out of what it is that you had to say. So again, you can call in anytime, so.
Oh, I'm happy to do so. But that wasn't my question, but you answered it before I asked it, was you said you felt energy from me, and I wanted to see what energy you felt. And you had already felt the intuition.
Yeah.
Which is what I have.
Yeah.
I'm intuitive. People call it different things. Some people call it clairvoyant when you know things before they happen. There's all kinds of names for it, but
there is.
I'm also emphatic. Like I can walk into a room and I can tell when somebody is down or they're hurting or something's wrong, and I don't feel happy in that room until I can find out who that person is and make them feel better. And that's been going on my whole life since I was a little girl. So I tended to be shy and hang back from crowds a lot when I was younger. Mm-hmm. But now that I'm older, I understand. It's just a gift of knowing that somebody needs you and just trying to find out what it is they need and try to help them find it. That's all it is.
And you have to actually step out of yourself to do that. And that's one of the reasons I think that's what drew me to you, is because I could see that in you, that you're a very selfless person. And I could appreciate that. So just like you go out to help other people and you go out to see people that are like yourself, I do the same thing, and I think that we connected on that particular level because I could see that you were very, very, very caring, and you are someone who's very family-oriented. And I could also see a lot of the energy that you wield, and I think I appreciate it that way, and I call that, that's someone that I could call family, because there are people that are friends, okay, and that's great. You can have friends, you can have acquaintances, you can have associates and colleagues and all that. But I kind of looked at you like that's someone that I would have in my spiritual family, so I think we connect in that way, and there are a lot of people that connect in that way. There's people like Bruno and Carl and people like that I just kind of talk to and go, yeah, he is a brother, So hopefully that kind of awareness spreads to everyone, and I'm sure it has. We have yet to meet all of our family, which is one of the things that I was going to talk about tonight, is how people are waking up. And they seem to be waking up in the wake of this, the passing in the wake of this particular comet that was an event. So I call them Izonites. It was a comet Izon that passed. And it left a lot of, for lack of a better word, kind of starseeds that kind of helped everyone wake up. Now, that causes both good and bad things, because a lot of the people that have woke up, awake, and have become a little confused. So it causes a little bit of an aberration. But then there are those that will wake up, and they've shown up on my doorstep asking me who they are and what it is that they're supposed to do, which is great because there are people like yourself out there and myself and other people that we know that are capable of answering their questions, that are capable of helping them to acclimate to their newfound awareness. Because it's been really pronounced, and I'm sure that you've seen instances of this as well, where all of a sudden this person has a brand new awareness and they can't really explain why they're thinking the way that they're thinking, or why they can do certain things that they couldn't do before, or why they can hear someone else's thoughts, why they can hear music in the air when there is none, or maybe they're seeing auras all of a sudden. And a lot of them get a little frightened. And for those of you that are listening, if you are having these type of experiences, you know, and you need to have them clear, this is a good time to call into the show as well. This is a good time to write into the show as well. This is a good time for you to speak up, you know, because there's myself here and there's also Terry here, you know, so we can actually, you know, help you through things. You know, there are those that are like forerunners who have been here before you, and now that you've awakened, you're going to need someone to help you with that awareness. And this is just the bottom line. The only thing that you have to be aware of is people who will either sugarcoat or try to make it a very horrible thing that you're going through. You're going to be different. This is real. You're not imagining it. You just need to get to someone who knows what they're doing. And I'm sure that, Terry, you can back me up on this.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I'm going to tell you that I do not usually let people know the side of me. I just use it to help people, to guide people and to help them move in the right direction, or to understand themselves or what's going on. I don't even say why or how or who, because people tend to take these kinds of things with a grain of salt, or they tend to think that they're something other than they are, when really they're just part of being a human. We all have talents. All of us have talents. Some tend to have an affinity to one talent more than the other, and some people just don't want to recognize their talents at all. So like you said, when something pops up and they start, you know, noticing things, it is confusing for them. But see, mine was since I was a little girl. So I sort of learned and started growing from there. And sort of known, just like my sister's was from a little girl. You talk about paranormal. She, like, in our family, we can walk into a room and tell if somebody's been there or somebody's there who maybe hasn't moved on. She actually sees people. I mean, she can actually see someone that is there, and people take that the wrong way, like she's crazy or something. But no, she actually sees them, and they just nod to each other and go on about their ways. Or she'll even ask, you know, is there something I can do for you? She usually doesn't get any answers, but sometimes that person will hang around for a little while, and then they move on. But she's been that way since she was a little child.
Well, so have I. I mean, I see them and speak to them as well. Yeah. And this is
because they're here because they need something.
Yeah.
So you're the same way.
Well, yeah.
That's amazing. You and she needs to call in and talk to you, because
certainly,
I mean, people have been mislabeling her for a very long time, or they just choose to disbelieve her.
Well, you know, a person in my position has been mislabeled all my life, you know, so I really stopped thinking about what people thought of me and stopped really caring, you know, and you can't really operate well if you're constantly thinking about what someone else is thinking. You know, if I'm going to help anyone, I have to follow what the will of the universe. In other words, I have to do what I am shown to do. and that is to help people, regardless of what it is that they feel or regardless of what it is they think. I have learned etiquette. You know, you don't go up to someone and just start blabbing things to them. You have to actually have the reason and the impetus and the way to actually introduce what it is that you're saying. And I learned that because I was under the tutelage of a very powerful teacher for 6 years. And she helped me to hone my skills. Not only help me to hone my skills, but be able to describe what it is that I'm seeing. You know, one of the major things that has to happen with people like us is that we have to remain grounded. And not only grounded, we have to be twice as grounded as the next person. You know, because we're looking at things. We're looking at someone that's walking down the street. That's as plain as a person who's in flesh walking down the street. And people have an illusion thinking that just because they're a spirit that they want to say something. That's not the truth. They just lose their body. They don't lose their mind. You know, if they want to talk, then you're there to listen. But if they don't want to speak, you don't try to press them, you know. And I think that's what your sister can say the same thing, is that a lot of times when you have people say, oh, this person wants to say something to you, probably 9 times out of 10, it's not the truth. You know,
they just want to say, they want to notice, they just want to know that you do recognize that they're there. Yeah. And that's what she does. She just nods to them and she lets them know, you know, I know you're there. I see you. You see me. And I'm here if you need me. Otherwise, you know, we'll go on about our business, and that's what she does. Whereas I and other people in my family do not see them, but we can walk into a room and know that they're there.
That's a form of seeing, though. Yeah, that is actually seeing.
I can feel the energies, like they're either very negative or very positive. And, you know, we've lived in many houses as we've grown up, and, I mean, seen things happen, like doors open and all kinds of stuff. And I just usually, like, when I feel the energies, I just talk out loud and I say, you know, we both got to share the space for a little while. Right. I'm sorry if I seem to be intruding in your space, but we've got to be here together, so let's try to get along. And usually after that, I don't have any more problems.
Yeah.
But that's all it is, because people feel like, hey, I've been here first. This is my space. And
we get a little possessive about it, you know.
There's some of them that do get very possessive. So,
some of them do get possessive, but you have to let them know, listen, you were here. Okay, I understand that. Like the house that I live in, it was built in 1772. And there is a lot of activity in the home. I always seem to pick these places that there's phenomenal activity. And there are a lot of spirits that are here. And there are some ghosts that are here. I have an agreement with them. I'm not here to kick anybody out. You know, just we all need to get along. And if we can get along, then I won't do my exorcism thing. Okay? If we can't get along, then I have to do something. And you know something? We get along just fine. This house is taking care of us. And 9 times out of 10, that's usually what's happened. When one of the entities or one of the spirits gets malevolent, it's usually because of something that may or may not have anything to do with the people living there. But then the people handle it wrong. Or they bring in someone else that handles it wrong. You know, so it's not like spirits and ghosts are running around looking for trouble, because they're not. Half of them just found out, if anything, that they're actually dead. You know, and most of them, listen, they walk and they've been here long before you and me, and there have been billions of them. They don't stand and wander the earth forever. They go to where the universe wants them to go. You know, so the best thing that we can do is let them go about their business and help them if we can, if they ask for your help. But don't go calling them out like you see on television, talking mean to them, talking bad to them, because if they show up, then you've got a predicament. You know, so...
Oh, exactly. Like, I don't follow a lot of those shows because I know it's, no. I don't follow a lot of those shows because they're just they're showing flashlights on their faces to make it look scary, and you can sort of look at it, and you can say, this is bullshit. It's not, I'm sorry, excuse me.
That's okay.
This is the radio, and I probably shouldn't say that word, buñeta, or anything like that. But it's not right. I mean, they're just making television.
They're making television. They're trying to make a good show. And, I appreciate them wanting to entertain people, but they're kind of messing with a really big gun, because the last thing that you want is an angry spirit coming after you, especially if you can't see it.
You absolutely don't. You absolutely don't.
No, you do not.
And I can say this because most people would think I'm crazy because I haven't said this out loud to people, but something really bad happened to me in a place that I lived in where someone had died that actually had a crush on me when they were alive. And I bought the place, and I was living there. And, lights would go on and off and things like that. And I would call them by name, and I would say, listen, don't let the lights go off when I'm in the shower, because if I open my eyes and I see your face grinning at me, we're going to have a problem. But I would say it, in a funny way. And so the lights did not go off when I was in the shower. And we all settled down to a nice life. But I let somebody come into my life that was not good for me. And I did not know it at the time. And something very bad happened to me. I was held hostage for 3 days.
Oh, my goodness.
Very bad things happened. And during that time, the person thought that I was some kind of demon or something, and I had to keep reminding him that, no, I'm Terry, you love me, remember that. And I didn't fight back. It's the first fight I've never fought back, because I knew, when somebody is high on something, it usually takes several police officers to bring them down.
Right.
I hadn't had the martial arts training that I have now to know the right pressure points to take somebody down that's high. You don't go above their waist, you go below, because certain drugs, just take
go to
that.
The head,
Well, no, it actually it keeps their feelings. They don't
the
feel
threshold,
pain, really.
their pain threshold.
Yeah, their pain threshold, because they're not going to feel it. All right, so I didn't try to fight this person, and he actually did believe I was, because the person that was in that house before me didn't like what was happening, and cabinets were opening and dishes were going across the room, and he thought that was me doing it, and it wasn't me. And I was trying to explain to him what was going on. He didn't believe me, and I was tortured for 3 days and held hostage.
Oh, my gosh.
It was horrible. So I have the highest form of post-traumatic stress syndrome. It's like having been to war.
Right.
It's that kind of post-traumatic stress syndrome and depression and anxiety. And but I know, that there is a supernatural world. I do know that these things are real, because I've lived through them and I've seen them happen. But I made it through that. And after that, not too long after that, my lady took me through my dreams and led me to New Jersey. And once I got there and met all the people that I was supposed to meet, whom I had seen in every single door that she'd opened and shown me, I realized that that's where I was supposed to be, so that I could get that extra growth I needed. And I started growing. I mean, really, really growing. And I started taking my martial arts, and I wasn't taking it to learn to fight. I already knew how to fight, having grown up fighting on the streets. But this was different. I was trying to learn to be grounded. I was trying to learn the philosophy behind it that I had read in Bruce Lee's books and things, and I think that's what I got out of it.
I think that it's phenomenal that you did make it through that. I also think that there's definitely some people that are upstairs that were looking out for you, And I can also say this, that to be the kind person that you are right now is amazing, that you could go through such a horrible experience and still love people the way that you do. So, hats off to you. And I'm very honored that you called in to talk to us. I'm going to take a break right now, and I'm going to play a song. And when we get back, I'll talk a little bit more with Terry. And for those of you that are listening, and you can relate to Terry's experience or any of the things that Terry is saying, you can give us a call as well. You can ask Terry questions as well. And the number here is 718-664-9638. That is 718-664-9638. I'm going to play a song right now, and this particular song is a favorite of a lot of you, and I get some requests for it, so I'm going to play it, and it's Battle Song. We will be right back. You're on the air live with Uhura Z. This is Ask the Unicorn. Okay, that was Pisces Project with Battle Song. Remember, if you like any of the music that you hear on this show, you can go to our website and download it. That is Unicorn One Records. That's Unicorn One, the number one Records. That's www.unicornonerecords.com, and you can download it, and it will actually help us to be able to provide more shows like this one. All right. I have my friend and colleague here, Terry, and you've heard Terry's experience and some of her paranormal experiences. I'm sure that she had a lot more. If any of you would like to ask some questions, you're more than welcome to do so. While Terry is sitting here with me, what I am going to do is I'm going to answer a couple of more questions that we have here. What do you got for me?
First question comes from Rebecca, and she asks, "Hello, Ahura. You have mentioned that Jesus is a role model of yours. I'm not Christian, but I am open to many viewpoints, religious and non-religious. Can you recommend some good readings about Jesus that may help me to better understand him?" Okay.
I would rather say that Jesus is more than just a role model to me, but you can find a lot of material. You know, growing up, I had to pick and choose whatever it is that I found on Jesus, and I would in myself decide what I thought was true and what I thought was not true. The greatest source that you're going to find at this particular time is one of the Holy Bibles, okay? So you can pick whichever version is going to appeal to you. I prefer the King James Version, but there are those that prefer the NIV. That's fine. You can find some other writings on Jesus and the life of Jesus, and you'll also going to find things about Mary, because you can't really think about Jesus as the Christ without thinking of Mary, because contrary to popular belief, they were really together, you know. So I think that you're just going to have to pick and choose, and you're going to have to ask your own spirit, and you're going to have to look on the inside and decide what writings are true and what writings are not. One of the things that I learned to do was to gather as much reading material or gather as much information on a subject such as Jesus, and then think about what that really meant to me. And growing up, I read a lot of Krishna consciousness books as well, and I read a lot of Buddhism books as well, and I figured that they were all brothers, you know. And that's not something you ask in Sunday school, like are Jesus and Krishna brothers, you know. So I think that my relationship with Jesus goes very, very deep, and I don't really think of it as a religion. I consider myself to be a Christian, but in the true sense of the word, Christian means Christ-like. In other words, I do what I can to be the example of Jesus. When I was a child, I decided I was going to be like Jesus. I needed to be like Jesus, because if I was like Jesus, then nothing or no one could hurt me. And that, to me, was the truth. You know, so when you say role model, it wasn't really role model. It was more like those were the shoes that I wanted to wear, even though they were used by him, sort of, you know. So I consider Jesus to be part of my family, you know, like the big brother, you know. So gather what you can. I can't really point out any specific books on Jesus other than the Bible, but you have to weigh what is true and what is not true with your spirit, okay? Study as much as you possibly can. You know, to find every way to find every single religious view or positive religious view and every walk of spirituality that you can, and then bring them inside yourself and see if they actually jive with what you have going on. If they don't, leave them behind. There's nothing wrong with that. But if they do, then have enough wherewithal that you can say, okay, this is what Jesus is to me. And no one has the right to tell you what Jesus is or what Jesus isn't. Okay? It's up to you. And when you're talking about Jesus, I think that I talk about the Christ. Okay? And I also happen to know that the Christ was not his last name. You know, so you're going to lead yourself up into the areas of what a Christ is and what a Christ does and who a Christ is and who a Christ relates to and what a Christ has in store for you or all of us. And then you start to realize the Christ that is on the inside of you. Okay? So I hope that helps you. All right. What do you think, Terry?
Well, I tell everybody that I am Christian other. And when I say Christian other, I mean that I was born and raised a Christian, Southern Baptist, actually, and I was a gospel singer for a time. I do believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in God. But I have felt a need to explore any and all religions, and I have to a large extent. And what I came to see in them, that there was a lot of similarities in all of the good ones. And it made me come to feel like that these were not gods in of themselves that people called them, but messengers. And as far as I'm concerned, and I do believe that there is an entity who is all-knowing, and he is the one that I believe that he has, in my heart, this is the way I believe, he has many faces, and he shows them to the different people in ways that they can understand him, and bring them into their hearts. That's just the way I believe. And so
I concur.
I do not try to go out and to preach to people and say, well, this is what you should do, and all of that. And I really hate it when people do it to me. But I do believe that we all have to have our own personal relationship with God, by whatever name you call him. And once you do what you were speaking about and start studying and learning, and you start to realize what is real, what isn't real, and I don't think they were things that we read were truly meant to be lies. I think they were mistakes. I mean, because a lot of religious books, as you know, were inspired by God, but written by man, and man is infallible, so they do make mistakes.
Yes.
And that's why you see some contradictions and things like that people speak about all the time.
Yeah.
But it's your own spirituality. It is your own connection.
It's your own walk. Yeah. It is your walk.
It is your own connection, your own walk. It's what you feel that is right. And that is what I've gone by my whole life.
I think
that's how I am now.
And I appreciate that particular view. You're absolutely correct. Okay, while we're sitting, I'm going to bring another person in to the. We have a caller, and let's see. Hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you?
I was here. Where is Standish, Maine, in relation to Portland?
About 10 miles away from Portland? 12 miles?
We're about 15 minutes. No, from Portland?
Yeah, we're more than 15 minutes. About
25 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, about 30 minutes away.
Past Gorham.
Okay. What can I do for you this evening?
My question is around a dispute I'm having with a neighbor, and wondering when it might find resolution. Okay.
Tell me the dispute.
It's a real estate dispute. I own some land that I'm developing, and it's been vacant for quite some time, and the neighbor is just trying to stop the development because he likes having a vacant lot next to him.
Okay, but it's your land.
Correct.
Okay, so is it just that he's causing you trouble? Is he causing you physical trouble? Is he doing things to harm you? Or is he just making it difficult for you to show the land?
No. So I've already obtained my permits to build, and he's suing the city that gave me the permits, claiming that they issued me permits and variances that they shouldn't have.
Well, here's what it's going to come down to. Ultimately, it's your land. And because he likes something, doesn't matter. I mean, you have the right to build, and you have the right to expand and do what it is that you're doing. So that's a legal issue. That's not so much a paranormal issue. But, yeah, I'm sure that someone in the legal system can explain it to you and explain it to him. that he's just kind of wasting his time. You know, it's kind of sour grapes, if you ask me. You know, so
right, well,
and I feel it's going to resolve itself very, very well for her. I mean, he's suing a city actually that has given her permits legally, and it just feels to me that it's going to resolve in a very positive way for her, and he's not going to feel very good about it, but that's just what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's just the way that it is. I mean, you can just proceed, and if you need someone to actually to explain, you know, that to you and explain that to him, there are ways for that to happen. But I think you need to just go ahead and proceed with your plans. Okay.
Well, no, I appreciate your input.
Not a problem. Is there anything else I can help you with?
I guess, you know, the other thing is I'm going to be looking for a new job. I'm currently employed, but I'm looking for a new position and wondering how I attract the right one.
I think that you are attracting the right one. The fact that you made the decision that you're going to look for another job will put you in that position. The only thing that you need to do is keep your standing with your job, because there's something about energy, okay? When you decide to cut off an energy or you want to be done with an energy, the best thing that you can do is maintain that energy until the new one gives birth. Okay? So make sure that you're putting out there without compromising yourself that you are looking for that job. And it will definitely come to you.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like you have a lot of things going on, but I think also from what I'm saying with you is that you've been in a holding pattern since maybe shortly before Christmas. So I think that holding pattern is about to go away. Just wait for it, okay? Don't rush anything.
Okay.
And it should go away within the next week or so. Okay? And all of a sudden you'll see the things are coming to you again. Because I know that you were on a roll for a minute, okay? And now, it's just a little slowed down. So don't worry about it. You just need to stay put, do what you're supposed to do. And do me a favor. Try not to let this other person's concerns get to you, okay? And say, when is your birthday?
September.
Just the month and day. What is it?
9/18.
Okay, 9/18. Okay, now, let me explain a couple of things to you. You working with a double 9 type of a vibration. Okay, so 1 and 8 is 9, and then you've got 9. And what that gives you is what we call realization or revelation and self-realization. Okay, and you're asking for help, so I'm going to help you. Okay, you need to trust yourself a little more because you don't at all. You know, you need to have a little bit of confidence in what it is that you're doing. I think this is the main problem. This is why you get pushed around, is because you don't exercise your own confidence. You're good at what you do, okay, and you're good to people. And you're also good in situations. But I think that you're too busy trying to wait for someone else to be okay with things, and that's obvious in what you just said. So you're going to be fine. And Terry verifies that as well. You're going to be fine. But you need to be able to step out into the light and stop trying to go around people, okay?
Well, actually, that's what I was going to say, that she has a confidence that she's not letting out.
No, not at all.
She's going to have to let her confidence show. She's going to have to push that confidence forward because we are made of energy, and confidence is part of that energy, and you're going to have to push that energy out there for other people to feel it and see it and recognize you. And when you do, you're going to see a whole lot of good things start happening.
Yeah, she's also got a problem with the third circuit. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I don't mean to put you in the third person, but you lose your energy right through the area that we call the solar plexus. Okay. The next time that you feel that, what you need to do, and I think that instinctively you do this because a lot of people do it anyway, is you just kind of cover where your upper abdomen is. If you can use both hands to do that and just relax for a minute, you'll regain your energy. You get breathless a little bit. Okay. So just take a moment, regroup, and go back into the fray. I think you have a lot more strength than you're letting on. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, if you have any other questions or you'd like to have a full reading with me, that's fine. You can give us a call. You can go to the Unicorn Cove School of Metaphysics. That's www.unicorn-cove.com, and you can sign up for that, and I can actually speak to you at length, okay, about what it is that you're going through.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Be more than happy to help you. Okay. You take care.
Right.
Thanks for calling in.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Okay. I hope that helps her out. Have you got any other questions for me?
Yes, I have a question from Arlisha Valentine. And she says, I keep dreaming about heavy rain that causes several big leaks throughout my home.
Mm-hmm.
Then the man shows up to fix the leaks. Can you tell me again what water and its meaning is?
Well, water usually means it has to do with emotions, okay? And you've got leaks, which means that there's some emotional flare-ups that are either coming or they have already started. And you're going to try to patch them up because that's kind of what you do, which is good. But you don't want to get yourself into a situation where you have to deal with an emotional problem. Remember what I've told you about emotions before. That emotions always have to do with someone else, what someone gave you, what they didn't give you, what they said, what they didn't say, what they did, what they didn't do. Okay? You need to kind of fix your own leaks. In other words, if you're keeping yourself in a position of logic and you're keeping yourself in a position of integrity, then you don't have to deal with emotions, okay, so much. Remember this. If you're dealing with that water and there are leaks, that means that there's a deterioration. If there's a deterioration, that means there's an instability. So what I'm going to say to you is that you're dealing with a relationship, or you're going to deal with a relationship that will show some instability. The best thing for you to do is back up a little bit, okay? Just back up. And then take your time and approach it from a different angle, okay? So if you're dealing with a relationship right now, the best thing for you to do is just ask those three questions. You know, those three questions are, do I need to say this? Do I need to say this right now? And do I need to say this right now to this person? Okay? So just take a moment, gather yourself, and let's start fixing the leaks one by one. Okay? What do you think, Terry?
Absolutely. Everything that you just said, because that's what that dream is all about. The water, the leaking, and trying to catch all the leaks. It's exactly what you just said. And I, in the past, have had those very dreams myself. And so I know that I've gone out and had to deal with those situations. But that's exactly what that is. Yeah. That's exactly what that is.
Yeah, so I hope this helps you.
She's dealing with something right now, and maybe she doesn't realize she's dealing with it, but she's in the midst of it, or about to.
She's already there because the water's already leaking.
Yeah, and she needs to ground herself and get ready to
deal with
it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I hope that's helpful to you. Okay, what have you got next? Anything at all? Okay, that's good. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the station break, and we will be back momentarily. You're on the air live with Ahura Z. This is Ask the Unicorn.
You're listening to Ask the Unicorn with Ahura Z. DeLisa, answering all your paranormal, metaphysical, and spiritual questions. Call us now at 718-664-9638 to speak with Ahura, or post your questions via chat room on our show page. If you have an issue you'd like to discuss with Ahura in more detail, he offers telepathic readings and spiritual counseling by phone and Skype. Ahura also teaches private classes online using Skype video. For more information, visit Unicorn Cove School of Metaphysics at www.unicorn-cove.com. And now...
the goddess know that you made your choice. Cast your circle for the wind. Clap 3 times, move your feet and let your dance begin. El animal que vive dentro de ti, help you be yourself, clear your mind and set you free. Don't you hesitate, the energy won't wait. Speak the words to the one you emulate. You gotta do more than read, books can't help you see. It's not that hard, just repeat after me. Desde allá hasta aquí, animal, aparezca a mí. Yeah, 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 yeah. Desde allá hasta aquí, animal, aparezca a mí. Desde allá hasta aquí, animal. Take your sweet time and make your decision. For this path is not one easily denied. Wait for the wind to give you permission. Before you move, though your body will want to change position. Agave luego de Santa María. Drink 3 times, now enhance your vision. Down your road, wearing green and purple, taking you down, moving in a clockwise circle. Down when the moon is full and only there one sees. What would happen now? It only be viewed by kindling hearts. Desde allá hasta aquí, animal, aparezca a mí. All right, that was Pisces Project with Totemic. Okay, we have had our very special guest this evening, and I'm going to tell Terry good night. So if any of you out there would like to call in just before she goes, please do so right now. The number here is 718-664-9638. Let's see, do we have anything else here?
We just have a follow-up from Debbie Emmons from last week. She wanted to say that her invisible friends gave her indication that they are still there this past week, but not so mischievous without her daughter stirring them up.
Okay, that's good. As long as people are not stirring them up and they're fine, perhaps you need to have a talk with the person that is coming in to your energy field and causing the disturbance, and tell them to stop doing whatever it is that they're doing. From what I gather from you, you don't have an objection to spirits being there, and that's good, because they're always going to be there in one form or another. However, if someone is disturbing them, if someone is causing some activity that doesn't need to be there, perhaps you should think about who you allow into your house, even if it's your family. Give them some rules, okay? That way there's peace in your home. All right, Terry?
Yes, hi.
Okay, hi. Okay, I am so honored that you called into the show tonight, and I hope that you'll come back again and we can speak some more about your experiences and have you talk about the things that you have, maybe even answer a few questions from guests, okay? Thank you very, very much for calling in. Yeah, thank you very, very much. I hope you've enjoyed
so much for having me.
Anytime, really, anytime. Just let me know or just call in, and we'll do the dance the way that we did tonight. You know, it's been my pleasure.
Thanks again. It really was a wonderful show, and you really have some things to share out there, and people do need to call in now because they're going to be getting some good stuff.
Well,
they
thank
really
you very, very much.
You have some really good answers for them, but you can't answer if they don't call, so they need to get on those phones.
That's correct. Thank you very much for saying that. You know, so I'll see you soon.
Ken.
Good night, dear.
All right,
I'll
bye-bye.
talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was my friend Terry, and we really enjoyed having her. So if there are any other questions, if there are not any other questions, I'm going to say some things right now. Listen, that comet, Izon, did actually leave behind some traces of new awareness. A lot of you may be going through some things. You may be seeing some things. You may be hearing some things. You may be able to see things and hear things and feel things that you are not accustomed to. That's okay. If you need help with those, you need to give me a call, okay? Or you need to listen to the show, or you can just check the websites. If you have friends that are going through these things, then have them check into the website. That is the Unicorn Cove School of Metaphysics, and that is www.unicorn-cove.com. And leave a message, maybe give us a call. That is at area code 207-347-5686, and we'd be more than happy to help you out. This particular thing that Izon seems to have left out is kind of like a super grow food that has caused people's inner workings to be stimulated. Call it the pineal gland, whatever you want to call it, but it's caused it to be stimulated in a very grand way. So there are people who are waking up with a new awareness, and they have absolutely no clue what to do with it. They're able to do things they were not able to do before. Some of them have even exhibited some telekinetic ability. Most of them have exhibited some form of psychism. Now, that can drive a person to one side or the other, or they can handle it. There are a lot of them that are handling it well, but there are some of them that are not. Now, remember, if all of a sudden someone that you know, or some person or persons, or a child or an adult has all of a sudden started exhibiting something brand new, you can't just assume it's because they scraped their knee. Okay? You need to get them to someone that can help with that can see the paranormal, that can help with those things that are metaphysical, not just those things that are medical. Now, we have some wonderful medical doctors out there, but they can't handle everything, especially when a comet leaves behind something that causes them all of a sudden to have a psychic ability, or to have a telepathic ability, or have telekinesis, or be an empath, or see auras, or see ghosts all of a sudden, okay, and have interactions with these things. Remember, there are positive ones and there are negative ones. They are all the same. There are paranormal things that are happening to people every single day. And since that comet has left, I have found a trend. Now, let me explain how it happened, because when it passed by us the first time on its way to the sun, it left behind a huge trail. And the Earth wound up being in that trail. That was as if some giant gardener just sprayed us all with plant food, super plant food. And then when it dissipated at the sun, and I don't know how science didn't figure that that was going to happen. Anything that goes too close to the sun is just going to evaporate. But it did. And then the sun shot the rest of it towards us. So even right now, we're in this giant cloud, and it has caused people to see and feel and do and think and experience many different things. And if you know someone that is doing that, or if you are the one that is going through it, don't be afraid. Don't panic. Don't be afraid. Just find a way to get to someone like myself, okay, so that you can start assimilating and so that you can receive the way to deal with it. It's okay. Just look at it as another growth spurt. You had to understand that something was going to come along, especially something celestial, that was going to come along and all of a sudden stimulate those things that needed to be stimulated in order for us to start going through an evolutionary change. It's been foretold by many people forever. Guess what? It's happening. It's here. Okay? So a lot of you are starting to have memories of things that you don't know why you remember. You're starting to have thoughts. Your thinking process has speeded up about 40 to 50%. All of a sudden, you're seeing dual everything. Maybe you're seeing tri everything. Maybe you're seeing dimensional curtains between things. You're seeing shadow people, but now you're knowing exactly what it is, and it totally confuses you because it challenges your thought process. It challenges those things that you called a belief system before. It's okay. Just find a way to get in touch with someone who knows. Now, there are a lot of people out there that will pretend to know, okay, but there's some people that do know. There are a lot of people around that do know. Just find one. Do you understand? Now, if someone comes up to you and tells you that they're trying to open a dimensional gate to hell, stay away from that person for me. Okay, just tell them, never mind, go walk away. Okay? But if they can actually help you to understand without telling you that you need to go out and buy a $2,500 crystal in order to understand something, okay, deal with that person, okay? Just walk away from the charlatans, we like to call them. If they can help you, they will help you. Because all of us that do understand, all of us that know that this is happening, also have the answers as to how to train you and how to deal with you. Okay? If you're having a problem, we do have the answers. That's how we're equipped. Okay? Just don't go letting your friends talk you out of it because they will try. Don't go letting other people talk you out of it because they think it's crazy because they don't have the abilities that you're having. Don't go to someone who's going to sit there with a pen and paper making you lay down on the couch saying, oh, I see. Well, what do you think of that? Let's explore that. Tell me about your mother. They can't help you. So really give it some thought. It's time for you to come out of the woodwork. It's okay. All right? We can help you. There are people that are equipped to help you. All right. Thank you all for listening to me tonight and listening to us tonight. Kazi, you want to say something?
Thank you all for listening to tonight's episode. Today is Wednesday, January 29th, and this was episode 18.
And remember, please tell your friends to go to, on the Facebook page, Jackie Chan is the best, and click like for me, okay? It's good. And for those of you that celebrate Chinese New Year, and I hope you all eat a lot, have a great time, have a good party, and celebrate. Let everything that has happened to you go by the wayside and experience the brand new year, okay? It is the year of the horse. Or, if you like to think of it, it is the year of the unicorn.
That was cheesy. Unnecessary.
That was perfect. What are you saying? All right. I'd like to thank you all once again. I'll see you all next week, or hear you all next week. This has been Ask the Unicorn. What?
I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Lisa, who set up an appointment for a reading, and I encourage everybody to do the same thing. The time is now.
Hello, Lisa, and hello everybody else out there. This has been Ask the Unicorn. I'm Ahura Z. You've been on the air live with me. I hope you all have a wonderful year.
You've been listening to Ask the Unicorn with Ahura Z. DeLiza. If you have a personal matter you need help with, Ahura offers telepathic readings and spiritual counseling by phone and Skype. He also teaches private classes in an array of subjects online using Skype video. Visit Unicorn Cove School of Metaphysics for more information at www.unicorn-cove.com. If you have a question for Ahura to answer on a future episode of Ask the Unicorn, you can email it to questions@asktheunicorn.com and we'll add it to the list for our next show. Ask the Unicorn broadcasts live every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio. Visit our website for more information and to hear archived episodes of our show at www.asktheunicorn.com.
When you don't know, just go and ask for Don-Diodo. Ahura Z will journey with you to all the places on the go. What do we do? When you don't know, just go and ask for Don-Diodo. Ahura Z will journey with you to all the places others won't go.